Good morning. I am just hanging out before I get back on the road. Uh, Yesterday was a long day, and then I got to San Antonio. I picked up my things, and that was rough. Definitely wasn't expecting it to take me out the way that it did, but it was hard. And then I decided to drive a little bit further because I didn't want to stay in San Antonio. And if I had gone someplace nicer, like towards City Walk, chances are that U-Haul truck would have had issues parking. So I decided to drive a couple more hours into Texas. And so I'm just like at a nice little comfort inn on the side of the highway. But anyway, after my shower and after I ate, I sat down to try to get back to some of these comments because you guys know I like to reply to all of the comments. Sometimes I do, just a few emojis, and sometimes I'll actually write back, a full on message because y'all take the time to do that. So that's why I like to get back to you. But it's been hard since it does take me like an hour, sometimes 2 hours to reply to all of my comments, which I'm grateful for. So don't stop sending the comments. It's just if you haven't gotten a reply yet, no, it's because I am literally sleeping, getting up, having coffee, and driving, and then I'll rest and then get up and do the same thing. So I did go through some of the comments last night. There was a comment that I hadn't seen. It was a day old. And this person decided to say, this Claudette person, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, which usually means they're going to be rude. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Why are you asking your viewers for help? We didn't tell you to move in Mexico in the first place. You see, that's how it is. You go someplace different, then you find out that you're not happy, and now you're needing help. Some people just ain't sitting on money to give you. I didn't have to reply to this comment. First of all, the whole viewers thing. I don't call you guys viewers, subscribers, or followers. You are my family, my co-stars. So I didn't have to reply to this comment. Mind you, I hadn't even seen it until last night, so it was a day old last night. But one of the co-stars, actually two of the co-stars, but I'm going to tell you, inspired by Ebony Love, thank you, girl. I read your message and literally I was in tears. I couldn't even finish reading the message. And remember, this person had said some people just ain't sitting on money to give you. So, inspired by Ebony Love said, if you ain't like me, you could have just kept it to yourself and sat this one out. No one is demanding anything from you. People who want to help asked if they could, and so they did. Those who also want to and can, as she said, if you can't, then mind the business that pays you. No one has ever told you or any of us to do whatever we did to land us in a particular life circumstances. Her inviting her community of supporters that she has given value to help her if they wish shouldn't bother you one bit. It has nothing to do with you. And like, I can read this message now, but when I read it last night, I was in tears. Because I do so much for my community. YouTube, as you know, used to be a place where you could actually make some money. No offense to any of my community that are not black or brown, but we don't make hardly anything on this platform. We get the shitty brand deals. We don't, our channels are not pushed. So, that's just one thing. But the fact that I do so much that I do for my channel, and then know that I might make $150 from a video that has 50,000 views. It's just ridiculous. So when my community says, hey, where can I send something? Or if I'm like, hey, does anybody want to send gas money? Why is that so wrong? People have Patreons. Why is that so wrong? We have Patreons for a reason. We are content creators, and we don't really make anything creating this content. Content that gives information, content that is just maybe inspiring or entertaining. Either way, I'm spending hours and hours recording. I take the time out of what I'm doing to show people the steps, to show people the good, the bad, that I'm not sure. I have had people reach out to me and ask me for information. I don't gatekeep. I don't say, oh yeah, you have to buy my program in order for me to give you this. Like, I don't do that. Anyway, so Malika on the move, and Malika has a channel as well, and I love her. So if you don't follow her, you should. Malika on the move also responded to this comment, and she said she works hard for the little pittance YouTube pays. Again, she should know. It is none of our business to judge nor count her coins for her. You don't know what she may be experiencing at the moment, and kindness is always the best option. Comments are also optional, not mandatory, especially mean ones. No one needs to hear that when they are going through something, their fault or not. The fact that you choose to type out your opinion, even though you are entitled to it, clearly shows you lack in the kindness department. Sorry. She works very hard to bring amazing content for others viewing pleasure, and is no doubt speaking to those that wish to show appreciation and gratitude for her hard work. The choice to help or not is up to them. Thank you, Malika. As you can see, these messages really hit home, because I know that there are, for the most part, my community, my co-stars, y'all don't mind. I really had no intention of going into this just yet, because I wanted to do a proper video, but I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. A lot of people don't really know the real reason why I did not renew my lease in Mexico. Yes, I was frustrated with Mexico, big time. I was frustrated with a lot of things. However, what y'all don't know is in April, my mom fell and my mom broke her hip. When my mother broke her hip, this was when, if you look back, you see me going back and forth to New York. I went back and forth to New York several times around that period. I had to take care of a lot of things when it came to my mom, because I wasn't feeling comfortable knowing that I was so far away from her. I decided that I wasn't going to renew my lease, that I needed to be back in the States, that I needed to be stateside, because if something happens with my mom, I need to be able to get to her within an hour or two, not 16, 18, and 22 hours that it was taking for me to get out of Merida. And I don't care who the fuck you are and you think that, oh, you can just get from Mexico really quick. No. Me flying out of Merida at a last minute's notice when you don't expect your loved ones to be in the hospital was ridiculously overpriced. It was one way like $700 at last minute's notice. So I had to push my trips back. I had to leave from Cancun. I had to try and get the fuck out of Mexico. I had to go from Mexico to Texas or Miami or Atlanta, and then from there fly to New Jersey or LaGuardia or JFK. Like, people were picking me up in the middle of the night. Like, it didn't matter because I needed to get to my mom, but it just was a lot. So when I knew I had to renew my lease, I decided I can't do this. I can't be this hard. I can't make it this difficult to get back to my family. Like, no, this is not going to work for me. So with that said, I put the plan in motion to leave. And I spoke to my landlord and I told him I wasn't going to be renewing my lease. I had to give him 90 days notice anyway. So with my lease ending, coming up the end of July, beginning of August, I was at that point where I needed to tell him anyway. So that's when I started like selling everything and trying to figure out a plan. When I say that, this was very difficult, it was because at the same time, while I'm trying to create content, trying to sell all of my things, trying to find a place to live in America that wasn't going to be too far from me. I cannot afford to live in New York, and I wouldn't want to live in New York. So, I'm going to be honest with you. And I just wanted to be close enough that I could get to my mom. So I was doing all of these things. You guys have no idea. For somebody to run up in my comments and say, yeah, you just didn't like it. You know what? Fuck you. Like, yeah, I have been places that I didn't like. I was in a marriage that I fucking hated, and I stuck it out. I did what I had to do. But when it comes to my mom, and as a matter of fact, yesterday was her birthday, August 12th. She turned 84. I tried calling my mom several times yesterday. She didn't answer. So I knew something was wrong. Finally, I'm back on the road. I'm driving from San Antonio, and then I called again. She finally answered. And I can see her surroundings because we don't call, we FaceTime. I need to see her face every time I talk to her. So I could immediately see as I'm driving and I look down at my phone, my mom's in the hospital. So now I'm just like, Mom, what's going on? I don't put all her business out here on YouTube, but my mom spent her birthday in the hospital. And all I want to do is get home as fast as I can Sorry. So I guess, yes, I could have done this a little differently. But I had to do what I had to do. Not everybody would have made the choices that I made. I get it. It's cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. There was someone who wrote in a comment the other day that this had to cost me over $10,000. Yes, indeed, it has. The budget truck itself was over $3,000 for the budget trucks. And then on top of that, there's gas, which is gonna probably at the end of the day be over $1,000. And mind you, I'm staying in a hotel every night, but I'm not like in a luxury hotel. This Comfort Inn is probably the nicest one that I've been in. But I've been just staying at like $70, $69, $79 a night type of places so that I can at least feel safe and my truck is going to be safe. Um, and that's it. Like, I'm not trying to say to my community, like, hey, can you pay for my hotel room? Or, can you do, like, some people can chip in for gas. Like, it's $10. If 100 people chip in $10 for gas, that's a big deal. But I'm not asking people for thousands of dollars. Yes, when I say that this has cost me over $10,000, yes, the flights, the luggage, the back and forth, the hotels, it's been super expensive. Just having my things shipped from Mexico to Eagle Pass, Texas. Remember that? That was $4,100. And when people are like, I would have just walked away, I would have just let it go. It wasn't furniture. It was not furniture. It was my personal things. It was the things that I took to Mexico that I wanted to have with me. It was my artwork. It was my photography gear. It was my tools. It was the things that I use in order to bring content to you. And I wasn't going to start over with those things because right now, with the way that inflation is, do you know how much money it would cost for me to replace all of my tools? It wasn't even like a lot of clothes or anything like that. It was my kitchenware, So this stuff is really expensive to replace. And when I sat down and did the math and started asking myself, like, well, how much would it cost for me to do this? How much would it cost for me to do that? Like, I started looking up stuff. It wasn't making any sense. Not to mention how much time I would have to spend to go shopping and look for these things. And even though there are some brands out there that want to have me do things for them in exchange for, not money, in exchange for items, some of it is just, first of all, it's not something that I can get behind. As you see, I haven't done any brand deals. I haven't done any brand deals because I'm not going to bring anything to you guys that I feel like I can't get behind. So me now being back in the States, I'm able to reach out to the brands that I want to work with specifically because I know their product and I've used their product or whatever it might be, their services. Anyway, with all of that said, the most important thing for me now, and the most important thing, and I have said this and I will take it to my grave, that I learned from being in Mexico is the importance of family. I love, like, when I would go places and I would see mom with abuelita, with, grandma and grandpa and the kids, and you would see so many generations together, even just at the mall or getting their nails done or at the swimming pool, at the gym. Like, it was always 2 and 3 generations. Hispanic people are very big on family values. And I guess if I had to go all the way to Mexico to learn that, then you know what? It was a lesson well learned because I realized that, hey, I need to be closer to my mom. I need to be closer to my kids. I have 2 grandkids that mean the absolute world to me. My oldest grandson is just counting down the days, and he tells his mom, how many sleeps do I have to sleep before I can see Ganny? And then I have my other grandson, Luke, who's about to turn 1, and I want to be in his life, and I want to be closer to my mom, and they're in New York. So say what you want. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. But like Malika said, there is no need for you to be rude when you don't even know the whole story. You're not even subscribed to my channel, but you want to come over here and voice your opinion. For who? The co-stars are going to get you. Like, there's no reason for you to leave nasty comments here. I'm not nasty to anyone unless you push my buttons, and then I'm going to allow Brooklyn to do her thing. But I just wanted to, I guess, clear the air about this because it really, really ate me up last night. And it's just been bothering me. I woke up, I should be getting myself ready to get on the road, but I wanted to put this out there because I don't know how many other people are going to come to my channel and see me saying, hey, if you want to go to my Patreon, which is technically my coffee, for some reason people are more familiar with the word Patreon. If I say that, then I guess it's okay. But the fact that I say, I have a coffee account, same thing, different name. Or, if you wanted to cash at me, and thank you so much to the 3 people who actually did end up sending, some contribution for gas money. Thank you so much. I did screenshot everybody, but I don't have it pulled up right now. To those people, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Trust me, I get it. But like Malika said, and like Ebony Love said, I'm bringing content. I'm working. This is work for me. Why is it so wrong for me to say, hey, you're watching my movies, my entire series, my documentaries, whatever it is, my how-tos, and if you go to the movies, you're paying $17, $20 for a ticket. It's like, okay, why is it so wrong for my supporters to support me? I don't know. Anyway, I need to get back on the road. I spend more money on gas, and I'm turning off the comments. I love you.